Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Huddle.
Where we talk all about football
Every week, every episode, every
every
time.
day. No, not every day, but
No, me and you text back and forth every day.
yeah,
about
that's
football.
true. Yeah.
Well, preseason week 3 just wrapped up, which means the preseason has wrapped up, and we are
Yes.
about a week away from the kickoff game of the next NFL season. Cannot
go.
wait for it. But let's just go over today's playbook. We're going to re-rank, again, the rookie quarterbacks. Elijah's going to do that, of course, because
Yes.
he has his lovely list. I'm going to do something a little different, but we'll get to that once we get to that. We're going to go to the most successful teams in this preseason, and then, of course, cap it off with our Steel Curtain session. Elijah, give us a couple of the biggest news of the week.
Corey Davis, longtime receiver in the NFL, used to play for the Titans, recently with the Jets, just retired. Yeah. He was a great player in his prime, but it didn't last too long. But it's sad to see him leave.
Yeah, I always loved him, bro. On Madden,
Yeah.
man. I love
Always
playing with him. Yeah.
Yep. And then Isaiah Simmons, former Cardinal, was traded to the Giants. Good trade for the Giants.
They got a steal. What was that, a 6th or 7th round pick?
I think it was a 7th round. Yeah, that's
for a guy who can play defensive back and an inside linebacker position.
Good job, Giants. This is crazy news. So,
biggest news of the week by far.
Yeah. So Trey Lance was named the third string QB, but was said that he would most likely stay on the 49ers. But that was completely false.
Right.
Like a day after he got traded to the Cowgirls. So he's going to be backing up Dak Prescott, taking the spot of my boy Will Grier.
Will Grier had the game of his life.
Yes.
And got that
man. Yeah. But,
man, I honestly don't know what to think about this. As I said, I've loved Trey Lance ever since he's been drafted. I thought he was going to be the greatest quarterback from that draft class. He has, I think, played one NFL start, and he got hurt. Something like that. Right. So, I'm hoping he beats out Dak, and Dak just loses his way in the league and, turns into like a Phillip Rivers or something. But also, I do not like seeing one of my favorite quarterbacks play in that ugly jersey.
Yeah.
Who puts teal pants with a white home jersey?
Yeah, that's the Cowgirls for you. I mean, Trey Lance has never really gotten his chance, and it's really unfortunate. I thought he had a pretty good preseason, but
yeah, I didn't think he looked bad.
I think his chances are even less, if I'm being honest, at being a starter behind Dak Prescott, unless Dak gets hurt or
it's a make or break season for Dak. I think
that's true. Yeah. But moving on, more quarterback moving. Josh Dobbs, a guy we both
love.
Yeah. He was traded to the Cardinals, who just lost Isaiah Simmons. He'll be the starter now because Kyler's out, and they just got rid of Colt McCoy.
4 or 5 weeks, and then they did just cut Colt McCoy today.
Yeah, so that's good. I'm glad he's getting a chance. Really like him, as we mentioned. And then a guy who was just holding out, Josh Jacobs, and the Raiders agreed to a contract, 1 year, $12 million. That's great for the Raiders.
Personally. Once again, we saw it with Saquon with the Giants. Huge steal for the Giants. You were the best running back in the league by far last year, Jacobs. And you signed a 1-year deal worth $12 million.
Yeah.
I'm asking for like another 4-year deal, and I'm asking for like 17 through like $20 million a year.
But I think that's where I'm sure he asked for that, but the Raiders were not giving into that. And I think that's what
then again,
brought into the problem.
Knowing the current state of the Raiders, Josh Jacobs probably wants out.
Yeah, I mean, they've got honestly their team can be really good if Josh Jacobs stays, Devontae Adams, Jimmy G, maybe Aiden O'Connell if he starts eventually.
But
they could be a good
look
team.
At the defensive line. They have Max Crosby, who's turning into one of the greater guys in the league, and of course Chandler Jones.
Yeah, they have a good team, and if he stays, I mean, he is staying. Josh Jacobs, they can be a really good team.
They need to fire their coach though first.
Well, yeah, and they need to be out of the division with the Chiefs and the Chargers. But
Only if you could switch divisions like college football right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And then finally, let's wrap this one up. Kevin Dotson, guard for the Steelers, was traded to the Rams
Yeah,
just the other night. Can't say I'm mad about it because we got Isaac Small in free
yeah,
agency this past year, and of course James Daniels, I
yeah.
guess last season in free agency. So
Yeah, this one kind of threw me off because I like Kevin Dotson, and I wasn't really
yeah,
like I kind of forgot about him, to be honest. Though I
yeah, I
wasn't
don't
really
mind him.
expecting this trade at all. But looking at it now, like it's not really that
It
big of a
makes
deal, to be
sense.
honest. Yeah, I forgot we had James Daniels, and
To be
Somalis. They're
honest,
like,
too, as many late round picks as the Steelers can get our hands on, man, we might
yeah,
find a stud.
that's true. That's true. And if we let Deontay Johnson go at the end of the season, maybe we have another star receiver. Maybe we get another Nick Herbig or Darnell Washington. We'll
Right.
see. But
Yeah, we need another tight end on the roster. But there you go. There was half of our episode dedicated to the NFL news of the week. Moving on, session 1. Elijah, make this quick. Re-rank your rookie quarterbacks.
I would just like to say
Make
this is
quick.
this has been my favorite part of the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, mine
really
too.
just making Levi mad
I
on my
love
long
this.
list.
Great.
I did way less research this time. I just kind of looked at stats, so I'm sorry if someone gets mad. But number one,
backup preseason quarterback. Oh no. Yeah.
Number one, I have Bryce Young, number one draft pick. I thought he looked really good. Again, we've mentioned his O line needs a little bit of work, but he looks good this preseason. Number two, Anthony Richardson, same thing, looked good. Did the Fly Eagles fly on the Eagles? So it was pretty funny.
No, that was hilarious. Yeah.
Speaking of Eagles, he's coming up next. But Tommy DeVito for the Giants is number 3. One of my favorite rookies this year. I don't know why, but I just like him. And then, speaking of Eagles now, Tanner McKee. I think he's a pretty good backup for Justin Fields. Although I think he's third string though. Wait, do they have it? No, I guess he would be backup. So yeah, he doesn't look too bad. My favorite QB, DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson for the Browns, number 5. And then number 6, Aiden O'Connell. Got beat down pretty bad, but he still looked pretty good. Number 7 for the Vikings, Jaron Hall. Number 8 for the Cardinals, Clayton Tune. 9, my boy, Sean Clifford for the Packers. 10, Nathan Rourke.
Bro dipped.
He didn't really have as many
plays. He put him really
but
down in the power rankings. I just think his first 2 performances should be enough to put him top 5. I don't know.
Yeah, but this is of week 3. It's not all together, so that's what I'm going off of. But then 11, C.J. Stroud had a touchdown, and that's about it. He didn't really do anything else. But he is named the starter for week 1. And then officially, although I thought he already was named it, but I guess it's official now.
Remember, we're not going to let Draft Neck Mills.
Davis Mills, my boy. And then 12, Max Duggan. He's okay, whatever. 13, Jake Hayner. I think he had 2 interceptions, but he still looked. Overall in this preseason, he's been one of the better rookie QBs.
Yeah, I think he's probably been top 10.
Yeah, and then for the Seahawks, Hilton Allers. Just an interesting guy, but he didn't have a good game. I don't think he had any completions. I can't remember really the stats. I didn't look at them too much this week. But then this guy dropped on my list, Stetson Bennett. 2 interceptions. Not looking too good for him, but that's all right. He looked pretty good the rest of the preseason. 16, Malik Cunningham, no completions. Had a catch, actually, which went for negative yards, and then I think he had 5 rushing yards. But he's one of those guys who can do it all. So, yeah. And then finally, Tanner Morgan.
I'm sorry. What the heck?
He just got cut. But you know what? It was expected. He wasn't expected to be a starter. Probably wasn't even expected to be a third.
Yeah, but now that's 2 years in a row we drafted a quarterback in the 7th round, and they have not even made. I get last year's.
Yeah.
I don't really get this year.
We were looking for a starter last year. This year, we just needed a backup.
Right.
And then we ended up getting Mason Rudolph. So
again, right.
So, yeah. That's my rankings. And, Levi, I'm not really sure what you're doing now, but go ahead and take it over.
Yeah. So he's just saying what we saw in quarterbacks, what he saw in quarterbacks. I'm going to see what we learned, I'm going to say what we learned just from throughout the entire preseason. Just going to give you a couple lists. They're kind of bold statements, but feel free to disagree, agree, do whatever the heck you want with it.
Okay,
Started
what
off.
is
Bryce Young has absolutely no teammates.
it?
Nothing. Nobody. No receivers. He has Miles Sanders.
Adam
But
Thielen, but would you count him
the
as well?
ghost of Adam Thielen. Um, yeah. The Panthers are not helping Bryce Young at all
Yeah,
right now.
which is
Moving on.
unfortunate.
Our Pittsburgh Steelers could be contenders. Just saying. Just kind
Yep.
of putting that out there. We've looked good. One of the only 3 teams in the entire NFL to go undefeated in the preseason.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett, 5 drives, 5 touchdowns. Looked
Right?
insane.
Looking great. Moving on. 2 things with the New York Jets, who I think are the most overhyped team of this offseason. No, I'm joking. Rodgers, not Zach Wilson, Garrett Wilson. Rodgers and
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson
Oh yeah.
looking scary. Watch out. Allen and Diggs. Watch out. Tua and Tyreek and Mac Jones and Juju. Or Devontae Parker or Mike Gesicki or Hunter Henry. Whoever
Yeah.
you want to say is that great guy on the Patriots. Watch out. Just saying. And one last one. It's a bold take. But do not write off Zach Wilson yet. I
Yeah.
was the hater
Oh my
last year.
gosh.
I'm gonna admit it. Yes, I know it's surprising coming from me because I don't like the kid at all. But I'm telling you, man, a year or two sitting behind a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
or Aaron Rodgers coaching him on the sideline, just being his personal coach.
Being his dad.
Yeah, that's it.
His NFL dad.
Right. He's looked pretty stellar. I know it's preseason, but
Yeah.
he's
But
impressive.
I mean, honestly, he almost looked like a whole new quarterback. I think his morale and maybe just overall as a player, he's just grown. And I think when you're going to sit behind probably the best quarterback in NFL history,
Right.
you're going to learn some things. And Aaron Rodgers is willing to teach Zach Wilson, and I think that really helped. And
Right. It's a little different sitting, as a rookie, or I guess as a younger guy, sitting behind Aaron Rodgers than Kenny Pickett getting to learn from Money Mitch.
And just going back to Zach Wilson, he was thrown right into the fire, and it was like the bad Jets. He wasn't put on a good team. He wasn't starting on a good team.
But they had a young team last year.
Yeah, well, he started what was that 20? So last year was Kenny's year. So the year before
2021
is when he started. Was he the starter? I don't know if he was the starter right away.
Was. Maybe not right away. He might have been.
Yeah, I can't remember if he was right away, but again, no, I'm pretty sure he wasn't. But
was like 3 years ago.
I'm excited for Zach Wilson's future, and Aaron Rodgers said he plans to be in New York for a little bit, and then Zach Wilson to take over for him. And Jets, you might have a good team for many years now. So,
and last thing, I'm just going to put that out here. Saw this on ESPN today. Kelly Stafford was kind of saying some stuff about Matt Stafford struggling a little bit with some of the young guys, very young and inexperienced team that the Rams have. We were talking about this last week with our guest Christian Brawler, just how a super team the Rams were back in 2021, and it could be a very, very long season for them.
Yeah.
But just to look out for that, because Matthew Stafford, I still think he's a good quarterback. Cooper Kupp has the chance to still be a top 5 receiver in the league. So, just watch the Rams. I'd be interested to see what happens there. Question 2. Let's get this over with.
Wow.
What teams? Well, the only reason why I'm saying let's get this over with is because Elijah came up with this one.
Hey.
So, it's probably not good.
Wow. Okay.
I
would just like to say before we started this, Levi texted me. He's like, "Wow, man, this script looks awesome."
I don't remember. I probably texted the wrong person.
I mean, who else you got a script with? You have another podcast somewhere?
Yeah, I actually do. It's called the Huddle.
Okay.
The Huddle.
The Huddle. All right.
Yeah. We talk about football.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. I bet nobody watches that either. As much.
Yeah, actually, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. They all do. But also, we're gonna throw up a post on YouTube, on our page, or on our channel. We're gonna send out our 2 fantasy teams from a draft we just did the other night. Please say who do you think is better? Because mine is obviously better. Elijah's team is a meme.
What do you mean? My team is great. I was very strategic. But we're getting off topic, and let's get on to our session 2. Which preseason team had the most successful preseason? I'm going to let Levi do some obvious ones, the Steelers. But I picked the Commanders. They had a really good preseason. They know who their starting QB is now, Sam Howell. I never thought I'd say that, but they know who their QB is, and hopefully he's going to be a long-term QB for this team. And again, what did they go undefeated? So they beat the Ravens, who were also like 24-game preseason streak. I guess that's an achievement. I don't really know. But another team would be my Packers. Starting out this season, I was very worried. I didn't think Jordan Love was the guy. I mean, I'm a little bit worried, but Jordan Love gave me a little bit of hope in this preseason. I think he scored on every drive that he was in, which wasn't that much, but still. I just, I'm not like expecting crying as much as I did before the preseason started, and even if
I laughed so hard the day Aaron Rodgers got traded. That was the funniest day of my life.
But even if Jordan Love isn't good, we got Sean Clifford, who's a good backup too. And our running game looks pretty nice, so I'm excited about that. And then another team we talked about, I'm just going to briefly say, the Jets. Zach Wilson is learning from Aaron Rodgers, and he may be a good QB in the future. So yeah, the Jets, I would say they're pretty successful this preseason.
Yeah. I would say you basically covered it all. But just looking record-based, Jaguars, Steelers, Washington Commanders, only teams with the 3-0 records.
Yeah.
Whatever, Washington. They're a weird team. They're always like good, and then they're not, and then they beat all the good teams, but then they don't, and it's just a wreck. But new owner. Hopefully they switch their logo again, get new jerseys, just scrap the entire idea. And then also, Jaguars, I think they've looked great. I think they got a good team on their hands. I think they got a good quarterback in their hands for the future as well. So, yeah, I think you covered the teams that I probably would have said too. But obviously, Steelers, Jaguars, Washington, best record teams. And they all, I think, did what they could do with the team they had for this preseason.
Yeah.
All right. Steel Curtain session. Let's wrap this episode up.
All right. Well, let's just talk about like what we learned for this preseason, what we saw from this Steelers team that looked pretty good. I just have a couple questions. Feel free to answer any of them. Feel free not to, Levi. But after this preseason, what are we expecting for this season? Is it a Super Bowl? Is it a letdown again? What do you think?
Winning record. I think anywhere from 9 to 12 wins. I think a winning record. I think lower seed in the playoffs.
Okay.
Maybe a divisional round exit.
All right.
I don't think we're a Super Bowl team yet.
Okay. Fair.
I don't think we have the secondary yet.
Fair.
I don't think we have our middle linebackers figured out yet.
Fair.
But we're almost there. We're getting there.
Okay.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Heck, he's just sitting on his bed in the room. Why don't we bring in another surprise guest? Samuel Jenkins, welcome to the Huddle.
Wow.
Sam, what did you think? This is my younger brother, by the way. What did he knows Jack about football? He auto drafted in his fantasy team, and his team is Buns. But Sam, what were your thoughts about the Steelers preseason?
Well, I think we did very good. I think there's things you got to work on. We got to, get tighter with them plays. But
could you be specific on what we need to work on?
I'm just giving an overall view.
Okay.
I'll leave it to the professionals to give me the exact quotes. But yeah, I would just say we need to work a little bit harder. We could make it far this season.
All right.
Words of wisdom from Samuel Jenkins. Look at that.
It's all in the family. We had your dad on earlier, and now we got Sam.
My mom wants to get on here. I was like, heck no. He was like, yeah, I want to be on the podcast. I was like, sure, I'll get you in here eventually.
Okay, another question. Yeah.
Real quick, just to add about that, like, what we learned from the preseason. I think one major thing we learned is that Nick Herbig Wait, which one is it?
Nick
Yeah,
Herbig,
Nick Herbig was not supposed to be this good.
but he was.
I don't understand it, and I want TJ, I want Highsmith, and want Herbig to all play.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but there's only room for two of them, so
yeah. But okay, let's lead on from that. Do you think we're gonna have any Pro Bowl or award winners or any Pro Bowlers this
yes,
season?
yes. George
Who?
Pickens,
Okay.
TJ Watt.
Okay.
I mean, heck, he made the Pro Bowl last year.
Yes.
Uh, George Pickens, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward. He's made it pretty consistently recently, even as he grows older in his career. And yes, the best safety in the league, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Do you think any of them are going to win awards? Maybe offensive player, defensive player, MVP.
It would be a long shot for Pickens to win Offensive Player of the Year. Very long shot, especially with the likings of Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs. People like that. Man, I mean, if we would talk Rookies of the Year on either side of the ball, maybe JPJ grabbing Defensive Rookie, but at that point, dude, I'm like, you got to get past people like Will Anderson.
Yeah. Nick Herbig, maybe. Maybe Nick Herbig can.
I know. I don't think he's going to get the time. Award winners this season, maybe not, unless TJ.
So you're saying no chance of Kenny Pickett MVP?
In your dreams, Elijah. That's also the same season where the Packers actually win they make it past the NFC Championship and they make it to this thing called the Super Bowl, right? It's every season doesn't end in disappointment.
Yeah, well, it's kind of crazy because I'm pretty sure we have 3 of those, and how many do the Seahawks have?
Anyways,
all right.
Maybe we should bring Sam back.
Yeah, no. Let's not do that.
No.
Do you think we can beat the Bills, the Chiefs, the Eagles? I guess the Bengals, but do you think we can beat any of those teams this year?
Bills, yes. Chiefs, bleh.
No.
Eagles, bleh.
Okay.
Bengals. I think we'll go 1-1 with them.
Okay. That's
49ers week 1.
I think is that a lock? Everybody's saying the Steelers are winning that game.
I think we're winning that game.
Yeah.
I think we're winning the game.
Don't underestimate the 49ers, but
I know that.
We're good in the first game
but also season. The main it's like this. It's a sophomore season between Purdy and Pickett.
Yeah.
Let's see who's actually better.
Yeah.
And then just real quick, I don't know. I'm happy. I usually take Josh Allen every year in fantasy in all my leagues, but he looked bad. I don't know. I feel like he's not going to have a great season this year. He might.
Okay.
Heck, yeah, he might. Or he might not. You know what? Josh Allen's going to have a great season, and Josh Allen's not going to have a great season. So either way, I'm still right.
All right. Okay. Will Najee and Jalen both have 1,000 yards rushing?
No.
Okay. Can I talk about these
combined?
Two?
They'll have over 1,500 yards and over 17 touchdowns.
Okay. I'm gonna just talk about these two real quick.
Man, 17's a reach.
Okay.
On the teams.
All right. So I obviously love Najee, the pick that we got in the first round. I know a little bit high, some people say, but I think he's been a great player. And I was a little bit disappointed that Jaylen Warren did get is getting so much time now as a starter, because we still haven't really seen Najee's full potential, and it's going to be limited now that we have Jaylen Warren. I mean, I am glad that, we have a great number 2 guy who's going to be subbing in, and we've seen him make big plays in the preseason, but I don't know if we'll ever see the full potential of Najee Harris now that, Jaylen Warren's going to be taking half of the snaps.
Right.
And,
but I mean, we still got 2 years, maybe a third if we do that 5th-year option. We still have plenty of seasons to max out Najee Harris. Yeah. I mean that and max out like, hey, we're gonna run you to the ground, so then you suck after your rookie contract, and then you can go in the free agency and be underappreciated like every other running back in the league. Now, I think, as we talked a couple weeks ago, Steelers weapons. You look just against the rivals in the division. You have people like J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. They actually spend a lot time in the hospital.
Oh, okay, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Along with the other running back, Lamar Jackson.
right, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're actually Baltimore. Never
Just the running
mind.
back teams. Yeah, good try.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, so I mean, you look in our division: Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, two-headed running back there.
Mhm.
You saw last year, more of 2 years ago, but Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, which is an absolute beast of a
Yeah,
backfield. And now I think we could have Jalen Warren and Najee Harris, and I think that even just the run game alone could carry us to very, very far places in the season this year.
yeah. Speaking of a duo, how about Deontay Johnson and George Pickens? Will they be top receivers in the league this year?
Pickens can be top 10, Deontay top 20, top
Okay,
15.
that's pretty good. And will he have a touchdown this year? That's a big.
Yes, Deontay Johnson will have a touchdown this year. I
I
know. Whenever
mean,
you tell me that the man who I think is like 50 catches away from breaking the all-time Steelers receiving or like catches record, like receptions record. I think he's second in the league or second on team history right now.
oh really? I
Um,
didn't know that.
and you tell me that Connor Hayward had more touchdowns than Deontay Johnson. I don't know. A little funny to me, but yes,
Yeah.
yes, they. I'm looking maybe 5 touchdowns for Deontay.
Okay.
We're pushing 8 to that 12 range for Pickens.
I mean, yeah, I think Pickens is probably the number one guy in the end zone for Kenny Pickett because we saw last year he got most of the touchdowns. Obviously, Deontay didn't get any, but I think George Pickens is more the touchdown guy, and Deontay Johnson is more the gets it down the field guy.
Yeah,
So, and you were talking about the record or whatever, but do you think T.J. Watt is breaking another sack record this
no,
year? No.
no.
Okay.
He's not the same he was. I don't
Okay.
think he ever will be.
Wow.
I think he can finish with 15, 17 plus season sacks.
Okay.
Or, yeah, sack seasons, whatever. I don't know if he's reaching that mark again in his career.
Okay. Wow, I did not expect that from you.
I
But
know from the man who adores TJ Watt.
yeah, that's
And I know
crazy.
it's a hard take, but I just don't know. I would love to see him do it. I mean, I do it all the time on Madden with him. But
Yeah,
once again, that's Madden where like the Browns win Super Bowls instead of the
yeah,
Cowboys. So.
that's very unrealistic.
And like the
Um,
Packers, teams like that. Yeah.
wait, what? And okay, another two more questions actually.
Jeez, man.
So I'm sorry. Will Broderick Jones is that pick just going to be a waste if Dan Moore is starting and ends up being good this year?
No,
Okay.
because if we see what we like in Broderick Jones and Dan Moore, say Dan Moore's good in the run game, but he sucks in pass coverage or pass blocking. You know what that means? We trade him away and we get a 3rd-round pick for him, right?
Okay.
3rd or 4th-round pick. Maybe get another player. Get a defensive back. Heck, like
Yeah.
I don't know. Go get
Somebody.
someone. I know. You
Jalen
know,
Ramsey.
funny. I mean, well, what did he go for, a 5th? That was
Yeah, he went for a hot dog and I don't even know.
Yeah, the hot dog. That tight end that has like no career catches.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were kind of rude. We were talking about that. Was an earlier episode. That was like one of our first ones. Crazy
Yeah.
how time flies. But no, I think if Dan Moore does okay, then we can trade him away. It just Mike Tomlin, he'll make the right decision. And yes, Mike Tomlin will have another winning season.
All right, and I just want to give Dan Moore just a quick round of applause, just a one clap for securing his spot, not losing it to a rookie. There you go, Dan Moore. I hope you leave. Finally, last question: will Matt Canada revive his NFL coaching career, or is this maybe his last season? Let's bring Sam back in.
Yeah, Sam, why don't you come back over here? Is our offensive coordinator going to stay or leave? Well, is he going to be good, or are we going to have to fire him?
We're gonna have to fire him.
Okay, you heard
Thank
it
you,
from
Sam.
the man himself. We're going to have to fire him. What is
All
going on?
All right.
No, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he's got so many weapons. I mean,
I think
if he doesn't
I
do
think
well, it's
this is the make or break year for him. But
yeah,
if
yeah.
we actually score some points, then yes, we'll keep him along. And
Okay.
just maybe, I'll go to like Matt Canada just a little bit more.
All right, and I lied. I do have one more question.
Oh my goodness, dude.
How many touchdowns will Derek Watt have this season on the Steelers?
Derek Watt will have as many touchdowns as the Green Bay Packers will have Super Bowls in their next 8 years.
Wow. 8 touchdowns. That's not
Shut
bad.
up. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of The Huddle with special surprise guest,
Surprise
Daniel
guest.
Jenkins twice. The man, the myth, the legend, Sam
Yes,
Jenkins.
he will probably be back in the future.
He should
he
not
probably
be
will
back.
be.
But
if you
we
want to see
are
more Jenkins, comment below. There's more of them.
there's more of them where we came from. You want to see some towers on the show? Heck,
Hey, I'll bring my sister on. She knows probably less than Sam does. So
probably.
I mean,
We should have a mom episode. We just have a battle. Who knows less? It's like
yeah, we'll
golf.
have like a
Once you get the
trivia.
negatives, you're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another episode of The Huddle, either on Spotify or YouTube. Remember, if you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we're going to throw Sam's making a face at me because, yes, we're cringy YouTubers now. We say like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
But
Hit
we're gonna throw
notification
out
bell.
We're gonna throw out that post about our fantasy teams.
Don't mind. We'll put
fine,
Sam's
yeah.
in there also.
We'll throw Sam's in there too. We won't throw names on it. You'll just have to guess.
Yeah.
But yes, we are just about a week out from the first game of the 2023-2024 season. It's your latest Super Bowl champions, the Chiefs, hosting the Detroit Lions next Thursday, September 7th at like 8:15 p.m. Don't miss it.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Me neither.
Thank you for listening. We will see you next week.
Go Will Greer. Find a team. Peace.
Go Derek Watt. Say bye, Sam.
Hi, Sam.